Good morning, students. In the earlier video, we have discussed one example regarding the lossless decomposition. Now we will discuss another example so that you can understand the concept in a better way. They have given a relation R which consists of attributes A, comma B, comma C. And they have given a set of FDs which are possible from the relation R, and the relation R is decomposed into R1 and R2. R1 consists of attributes A, comma B, R2 consists of attributes B and C. And now they are asking whether it is lossless decomposition or lossy decomposition. Now we will check it. What is the first rule? The common attribute should be there. Okay, that is not the first rule, that is the second rule. The first rule is that union of the attributes from the relation R1 attributes, relation R2 attributes, if you perform union, you should get the attributes which are present in R. What is the union? You will get the union as A, B, C, which are the attributes of R. So, union of R1 attributes and union of R2 attributes should consist of attributes of R. The first condition is satisfied. What is the second condition? The intersection between the attributes of R1 and R2 must not be null. Okay, so attributes of R1 intersection attributes of R2, common attribute or intersection is B, so which is not null, so there is a common attribute. So in this case the second condition is also satisfied. What is the third case? The common attribute among the relation R1 and R2. In this case the common attribute is B. The common attribute must be a key attribute for any of this relation, either for R1 or R2. Okay, so we will check whether the third condition is satisfying or not, whether B is a key for any of this relation R1 and R2. Okay, so R1 is having attributes A and B, R2 is having attributes B and C. When I can say that attribute B is a key attribute for the relation R1, if B closure consists of all the attributes of R1, then I can say that attribute B is a key attribute for the relation R1. Meaning is that using the attribute B, I can uniquely identify a tuple in the relation R1. Similarly, when I can say that attribute B is a key attribute, if I calculate the B closure, if it contains B and C, then I can say that attribute B is a key attribute for relation R2. So now, if it should be lossless decomposition, the B should be a key attribute for R1 or for R2. We will check whether it is key attribute for R1 or not. We will calculate the B closure with the FDs. What is the B closure? B closure, see, what are the FDs? Please remember one thing. We will not take all the FDs. We will take only few FDs. What are those FDs is, what are the attributes are there in this one? A, B. So you should take the attributes which present A and B only. A, B will present here. Okay. B and C will not come into this R1. Why? Because there is no attribute C. So we cannot derive A, B determines C from this relation R1. Similarly, C determines A, we cannot determine from the relation R1 because there is no attribute C. Now comes to R2, B determines C will comes to this one. So this is the relation R1 consists of attribute FD, A determines B. Relation R2, we have an FD, B determines C. So using these FDs only we have to calculate. So calculate the B closure. Okay, B closure does not consist of A. B closure is consists of only B. Okay, now come to this one. B closure is consists of B, comma C. B closure consists of attribute B because it is a B determines B is a trivial FD. B determines C is already given, so B closure consists of B, comma C. So B closure consists of all the attributes present in the relation R2. So I can say that B is the key attribute for the relation R2. So the third condition is also satisfied. The common attribute must be a key attribute for any of the relation. So in this case, B is the key attribute for the relation R2. So I can say that all the three conditions are satisfied. So I can say that it is a lossless decomposition, and you can proceed with this decomposition. Is it clear? I hope you have understood the concept. Anyway, I will discuss one more example so that you can understand the concept in a better way. Thank you so much.